Well, we're here again, and it is always such a treat for me because ever since that first day, this is going to sound wrong, but that first day in the hotel room,
Yeah, sounds really fun.
when we did our interview, all of my crew crammed into this tiny little space.
Yes.
There you were with Shruti, of course,
Yes.
and we conducted our interviews.
Yes.
And it was almost the sense that we were being invited in to someone's home, into someone's warmth, into someone's energy and willingness to explain a narrative that might be foreign to us. So I have to start out by acknowledging that and thanking you
Thank you, Jeff.
because I think that's what we're about.
You made it so comfortable for us. That was a new hotel room, again. And then you made it so possible for us to be ourselves. And you're right, it was very cramped for you all. But you made us so comfortable. You gave us these comfy sofas to sit on. And it all felt so good. But the most important thing, jokes apart, was talking about things that mean the world to us. And why we were there in New York that day. And why we were filming. And your questions and your comments that were the reason why we could speak what we could. You just probed and got into spaces that we were thrilled to share. And so thank you for who you are, Jeff. And I'm grateful for that day in the hotel room when our relationship went to a different level. Your team, I think there was Michael that day.
Michael and Dameon were all in the
were
room,
there.
and Yuko as well.
Yes, and Yuko. Oh, Yuko. And Dameon. And Veronica. The reason why we were all together was her dream of using soft diplomacy with music to bring us all together. And I have always naively sometimes believed that I could be a computer engineer and do the job of, not a job, but do my music and bring everybody together through computer engineering and music. And then one had to fall by the wayside, so the computer engineering went, but the music stayed. And the only reason I believe it stayed was because people allowed me to come to them with whatever little I had to offer, open their hearts and their souls, and received what I could offer. And when somebody receives what you can offer, which is coming from the depths of your very soul, then the connection starts to happen. And Veronica brought us into a very large space with a very large organization, the United Nations, and Petrog. My God, what a wonderful person to work with. And the entire United Nations Symphony Orchestra and all the players that we got a fleeting chance to meet a few of them. Every single person came there with the same goal of extending their work at the UN onto the stage. And all of us as composers and performers had the same mission, and you were filming that beautiful event and capturing it for posterity, and which is why we are here today at the La Femme Festival with that documentary. Little did we know that this is how it's all going to come a full circle.
It certainly is. And this is not the first festival it's gone to, and there's certainly
Yes.
going to be many more, from what I understand from Veronica.
Yes.
And I think this is such a critical stage too, because you often will have an audience that is your traditional classical music going audience, which
Yes.
tends to be of a certain set and gentry level,
Yes.
and then you have those that don't.
Yes.
But film is also,
Yes.
in many ways, like music,
Yes.
that great equalizer.
Yes.
You, in particular, are bringing something extra in the cultural exchange and dialogue that we see in the film. Talk about how that's enriched that way.
I wish and can say so confidently it's enriching. You can say it is enriching. I'm not going to be able to say that. The audiences can. For me, the cultural dialogue was important. It was meaningful. It was authentic, in my humble opinion, because we had voices coming from across the borders of many musical traditions, genres, depending on how you pronounce that word. And then we were coming together because of a composition created by a fairly young composer, but the vision of the future, which is very optimistic. And all those composers, the living composers that we presented, and some who have been forgotten by time, all had a common thread, and that common thread was bringing people together. And here was that cultural exchange happening of Indian classical music, the Saraswati Veena, which is the national instrument of India, along with all the brothers and sisters from all over the world playing their respective instruments. And when I say brothers and sisters, I'm also talking about the instruments, To me, they're real people. My Veena is a she. I know that. I think I know that. And the rest of the instruments have their own personalities, and they have their own voice coming through in that composition, whichever composition they played. The one I played was called Freely Mohini, and it was a tremendous composition, which again has a very female oriented topic. And so it was a pleasure to play. It was challenging to play because we had maybe 1.5 rehearsals, if I may say so, and then we went on stage. But the trust we had for each other is lifetimes of trust. Amy Anderson is a superb conductor, and I've worked with quite a few conductors from different parts of the world, and I can say for sure that it felt fantastic being conducted by a woman. And that to me was another moment that I live for. So under her baton, it was a superlative performance by everybody else, and I just weaved my way in and found my place every once in a while. And I think it was a moment of the true coming together of the worlds. And there was a huge audience, and people we met after the concert seemed to like it too. So I tipped my hat to the composer, Shruti, and every composer who was on that program, because every piece was like that. And to Veronica, and all of you that filmed us that day, you made history. And I am hearing even today from people that watch that video or get a chance to see, because a friend of mine had also come to that concert and taken some candid ones from wherever she was sitting. Whoever saw those few clips here and there, they're just blown away by how seamlessly the Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean and all the world's bodies of water come together as humanity. That's all that remains. And I just wish all of us could think about that, just like we are talking about it today, and this festival is highlighting that we've got the same beating heart, and we have the same kind of values. When we were born, that's how we were born. And life shaped us in a certain way, so we started to have different paths. But if we start going back to the basics, that is all that will be left of us, is that beating heart that we were born with. Why can't we beat for each other?
And certainly you're mentioning the rhythm of the heart, but all of the musicians that are out there, all the composers, they know how music brings us or can bring us together. So hopefully your concert and your continued work, as well as this film, will bring us all together some more.
Yes, I just pray to the universe that more and more and more projects can happen, because if the universe wills, it will happen. So that we continue this journey together, Jeff. And my brother, it's been a pleasure working with you on this, and I look forward to the next opportunity.
Right back at you, as we say.
Thank you.